Oh yeah. You don't like my voice? Gotta listen to it one more time, please.
Niggas wanna try, niggas wanna lie, the niggas wonder why, niggas wanna die. All I know is pain, all I feel is rain. How can I maintain with mad shit on my brain? I resort to violence, my niggas move in silence. Like you don't know what our style is, YMC and be the wildest. My niggas is with it. If you want it, come and get it. Took it, then we split it. Damn right we did it. What the fuck you gon' do when we run up on you? Fucking with the wrong crew, we don't know what we gon' do. I might have to show niggas how easily we blow niggas. Let me find out there's some more niggas that's running with yo niggas. Nothing we can't handle. Break it up and dismantle. Light it up like a candle. Just cause I can't stand it. Put my shit on tapes like you busting grapes. Think you holding weight when you haven't met the apes. Yeah.
Stop, drop, shut up and up, try. Oh, no, that's so bad. Stop, drop, shut down up and up, try. Oh, no, that's so bad.
What's going on, too? It's G-Mo back here with a new video. In this video, I'm going to talk about anime. Something we all like, we all love. And what broke the whole conversation was the other day. We were talking about some of this. And they just kind of, you know, anyone who's seen me on shoots or listened to them knows how we segue into, we take one topic and it spiders into tens and thousands of them. So we end up at anime. And I think it was Nate pointed out, you know, she was like, well, they've kind of always screwed up the appearance of black people in anime for the most part. And we were like, yeah, there's no debating or going against that grain. You know, they've always drawn, over-exaggerate the lips and all sorts of shit. I mean, look at Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo ain't black, but, well, he ain't a black man, but he crunchy black. And they really over-exaggerated it with him. But lately, in this era of the culture, we see black characters getting updated and actually looking somewhat decent, you know. And a key example that I highlighted had to be Olivia from Sun and Moon. And I was like, damn, I don't know, you know, they listened to a few Rihanna records or whatever, but yeah, they finally got one right. And then I think it was, yeah, we pointed out Iris about how they always do the hair wrong. It's always something that they get really off key whenever they present black characters back in the day. But it seems like now they're finally somewhat getting it right. And my response was, it's about damn time for the first part of it. And the second part of it was like, well, we kind of earned it. We earned it because black people and Latino people gave anime culture some swag and manhood. And they're like, what you mean by that? I'm like, well, remember the early 90s when all geek culture pretty much centered around particularly only white people. And the geek culture itself was mocked and ridiculed. It still is a bit in today's day and age. It's actually been more accepted more than anything. Back in the 90s, if you were into gaming, a Nintendo. Nowadays, you have the Xboxes and the PlayStations. If you were into that back in the 90s, they looked at you like a fucking nerd. Like you weren't even from this planet. That's from the technology side of things. If you were into computers and tech and all that, yeah, you were looked at kind of funny. And I believe Nate said, well, people being into comics and tech and all that's more so an era thing. And I said, well, yes, with comic books and technology, yes, that's an era thing because everyone has a smartphone, so everyone is forced to be with technology. Comic books is because Hollywood can't put together a decent script, and the only decent movies out there are superhero movies nowadays. So comic books, I agreed with her on 100%. Technology, I 100%, maybe even 1000% agree with her on. I mean, if you historically hold up examples throughout history, who was really repping the culture like that, when it wasn't hot, Being pro-black doesn't make you anti-white, because not every black person is your fucking friend, and not every white person is your fucking enemy at the end of the day. But allow me to re-navigate this back to the point. I have a question for you all. What big name celebrity at the peak of their powers jumped up and down and said, I love anime, and didn't hide it? Which one did that? Did Justin Bieber do that? Did Timberlake do that? Let me see. Who's someone with some actual manhood? Not those two. Anyone from Metallica or Avenged Sevenfold, Fall Out Boy, or Nickelback do that? Cause I don't remember that happening, but I do have a bad memory. But I do remember Kanye doing it, to give him some credit, but I want to look at what has made it popular and acceptable for all people to walk around wearing Dragon Ball Z shirts and merchandise, because you couldn't do that back you could do that back then, but you would be often ridiculed and poked and made fun of now. And I always say Dragon Ball Z is the one universal one that no one clowns about or makes fun of at all these days, regardless of your age, race, or gender. If you got on something Dragon Ball Z, people tend to give you the silent nod, or maybe even give you dap for it. But if you're a grown man, and you're walking around with Pokemon on, people may think you a child molester, depending on how old you are. But even that's slowly evolving and changing. I mean, if you're a chick with a Sailor Moon shirt on, regardless of your age, people tend to give you that nod or that dap, now versus then. And when I look at Sailor Moon, for example, what made Sailor Moon cool for everyone to, openly be having conversations and wearing t-shirts about? Now, you did have those select few individuals back there who gave no you-know-whats, and they wore it and they repped it. But when you wore it and you repped it, you were pointing it at, people made fun of you, blah, 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 blah. But nowadays, people don't tend to do that because the culture has become more acceptable now. And I tend to look at the public figures who openly talk about their love of anime culture and their love for anime in general. I wonder who talked openly about their love for Sailor Moon and made it a bit more popular and acceptable for particularly girls to walk around rocking it. Was it Britney Spears? Taylor Swift? No. Aguilera? Demi Lovato? Ariana Grande? No, it was none of them. But let me ride Sasha's jock for a minute. It kind of was Sasha to a degree. But if we were to go to Dragon Ball Z, no one really spoke up about their love for it or really talked about it. But you did have guys like De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, who did, talk about geek culture a bit back then. And then you had Kanye West, you know, he did the Stronger video, which was inspired by Akira, one of the greatest animes of all time. Lupe Fiasco, who referenced Lupin III. And you got Waka Flocka referencing Goku. And now you got everybody talking about going Super Saiyan. A lot of hip-hop acts and rappers keep throwing up, you know, that Super Saiyan and Dragon Ball Z references. And I want to think, what non-black artist has openly done that? Hey, well, we kind of earned it. You know, finally, you know, black characters are actually being drawn and, you know, animated in a, you know, tasteful and correct way. You know, and it's good to see it, you know. And it's like, well, you know, no, we're not going at white people. White people have pretty much been, from my perspective, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, white people have been pretty well represented in animation. I've never seen a white character, you know, drawn all bogus and funny in anime. They pretty much do pretty good justice to white characters and always have. Black characters, oh my lord, but now they're starting to get better at it. And like I said, it's about time, you know, rep the culture and kind of sort of help make it cool for everybody to rock this and rep this. And also, I want to state before I conclude this that, you know, geek culture is universal. You know, anyone who's from, you know, my era or the era before that knows that geeks have always kind of sort of formed our own little rat pack and stuck together and had each other's back on stuff. So this isn't me bashing this race or this race or this race or this culture or that culture. And I stated in this video, beating your chest and being pro-black and proud of yourself does not make you anti-white or anti-everybody else. You're just saying, I'm proud of what my culture did. We did something great, you know. Just like, you know, you got the one black kid can walk down the street with a Goku shirt on and ain't no one gonna really mess with him nowadays. You got white kids who can do that now and not really get messed with nowadays, you know. The Latino contribution, I'm gonna say that for probably a different conversation. But I mean, overall, it's a conglomerate and a collaboration of everybody coming together and repping the culture and just, you know, holding the line, which is why it's still here to this day and still progressively getting more and more acceptable. But what made it popular for everybody to start wearing is what I'm basically trying to get across. And I'll say black people repping it. Same with the gaming community. The gaming community used to be ridiculed and looked down upon. We're nerds, we're geeks. And then, you know, social media popped up and you'd have these channels with gamers of all races doing their thing on the sticks and everything. And even the gaming tournaments, when they saw, you know, players of multiple races, you know, getting up in there, and you watch a game of Madden on YouTube and you see people screaming at each other, it's amazing, you know, to see what, you know, the leaps and bounds that the cultures have grown in. But when I go back to anime, what really made it popular for people to start rocking it and repping the culture openly, I gotta go look in the mirror, give myself a quick dap and chest pound on my chest a little bit. But that's all I got. I'm out.
It's about damn time. It's about damn time.